I am Dr. Jenkins, and I am going to be your lab instructor for sports nutrition. Now, usually we would be meeting in person in the laboratory on campus, but because of obviously the situation that's going on, we're going to be doing the lab as well as the lecture all online. Not to worry, you are in good hands, so we're going to make the best of it. Now, I just want to make sure that everything is clear for you. So in the sports nutrition class, you're going to have Dr. Thompson for lecture. So you'll be meeting with him for his Zoom lectures every week to go over the lecture material, okay? So Dr. Thompson for lecture. But you have me for the lab part of the course, all right? So if you have any lab-specific questions, you should ask me, Dr. Jenkins. If you have lecture-specific questions, you should ask Dr. Thompson. Now, of course, there's going to be some carryover because it's really the same material. So if you have a question about lecture and you want to ask me, that's okay too. But in terms of grading or something like that for lecture, you should ask Dr. Thompson. Dr. Thompson and I have worked together for, 10 years. So you're in good hands. We work well together. So even though it might seem weird to have a different professor for a lecture than you do for lab, not to worry. We're going to take good care of you. Okay, so this is the lab, and obviously it would be much better to be doing this in person because then we get the real benefit of the lab, which is the hands-on. We get to play with some test tubes, some chemicals. We get to use the bomb calorimeter. We would get to use the Met cart, have someone on the treadmill with all the apparatus to measure their gas exchange. We get to use the bod pod. There's so many cool things. Obviously, we can't recreate exactly that online, but, I've put together a lab where I try my best. And this is the situation that we're in. So I'm really going to be giving you the best version that I can online. Now, most of the students, I think, unless they're just saying things to make me happy, which might be the case, but I think a lot of students like the lab. They may not enjoy coming to campus at 8 a.m. for a lab, but they like the fact that it's hands-on. So instead of you just sitting there listening to a lecture, it's more hands-on. So I think there's a benefit to that. Okay, so how is it going to work? So how it's going to work is each week I'll be posting a lab on Blackboard. Now, you're going to have two Blackboard pages. Your 127, I'm not sure what the numbers are. Maybe it's like 127, 300, whatever your section number is. You'll see a bio 127, 300, and that's your lecture. But then you'll see another Blackboard page for, say, bio 127, 30A, or bio 127, 30B. When you see that A or B in that 127, that's how you know it's lab. All right, so if it has an A or a B, that's how you know it's lab. So when you log on to Blackboard, you go to your lab page. Each week there will be one lab posted. Oftentimes there'll be a link to a video. There might be a PowerPoint also. So you'll simply read through the information in the lab and watch the video when there is one. With each lab, each week, there will also be a lab assignment that I post. So what you'll do is you'll go through the lab and then you'll fill out the lab assignment. That's it. It's not going to be that easy. Some of the lab assignment questions will come right from the video or right from the material for the lab. Other questions on the lab assignment will be more critical thinking, where I am asking you to apply what you've been learning to a certain situation. If you have a question, ask. I'm not going to give you the answer, but I can point you in the right direction. Okay, so each week there'll be one lab and one lab assignment. Each lab assignment each week will be due Sunday at midnight. So no matter when your lab was scheduled to meet in person, everything's going to be due Sunday at midnight. Also to point out, I know for Dr. Thompson, I believe you're going to be meeting at a certain time and he's going to hold live Zoom sessions. I am not going to do that for lab. So the lab material will be posted all week, and you'll be able to go through it at your own schedule, at your own pace. I think with everything going on, with people having to take care of kids and work and everything else, I think that's a more reasonable way to go about it. Now, everything's going to be due midnight at Sunday. And you may have heard the word on the street about Dr. Jenkins. I do not take late work, not even 12:01. So make sure you are handing things in on time. What that means is don't wait till the last minute. If you are working on it earlier in the week and you have a question, you can ask me and I can get back to you before it's due. If it's due Sunday at midnight and you email me at 4 p.m. on Sunday, probably not going to be able to get back to you before midnight. While I check my email as often as I can, especially on weekends, I can't check it all the time. So hand it in on time. All right, so each week there'll be one lab, then there'll be a lab assignment. Spread throughout the semester, I believe we have 3 lab exams. These are going to be online lab exams. I'll be posting plenty of information about it. For the week that we have a lab exam, there will not be a lab to do that week, so you can spend all of your time working on the lab exam. All right? It'll be online, on Blackboard, multiple choice, timed, but we'll talk about those more when we get to them. All right. So how to be successful? Number 1 is to do the work. In this class in particular, I seem to have a group of students each semester who don't hand in the work. And, that's the easiest thing that you can do. No matter where you are or at what level you are with science, easiest thing you can do is put effort in. And I'm here to help you, not to give you the answers, but to help you. So don't wait till the last minute. Ask questions as you have them and hand in your work. Don't wait till the last minute. For the lab exams, that week that we have a lab exam, if you wait until Sunday at 5 o'clock in the afternoon to take the lab exam, and then you, for some reason, Blackboard freezes, or you lose power or something, if you wait till Sunday at 5 p.m., that's not a whole lot of time for you to email me, hey, Dr. J, Blackboard froze me out, can you reset the exam? But if you do it earlier in the week, plenty of time. If something happens with the technology, you shoot me an email. I'm also going to have on our smartphones the Remind app. It's free, and it's kind of like the ability for us to text without having to know each other's phone numbers. So you can just reach out to me on your phone. And if you do it earlier in the week, that'll give you plenty of time to reset it so you can take the quiz again. So do the work on time. You can do it. Might be hard, but we're here to help you. Another tip I have on ways to be successful would be to use the lab to help your overall course grade. So with Dr. Thompson, I believe 25% of your grade with him are lecture exams. 25% of your grade with him are the assignments, which means he's going to have you do an article review. And then 25% is the final exam. But what that means is 75% of the course is with Dr. Thompson. The remaining 25% is lab with me. His exams are tough. This is a college level course. His exams are tough. So that means that you want to use the other ways to boost your overall grade. Do his article assignments. Ask me questions if you have them. Do well in the lab. You want lab to be able to help your grade. Okay, last tip I have would be set aside a certain time each week to do your lab work. So no matter what your schedule is, if you make a routine, it's gonna make you much more likely to stick to it. So for example, I do it myself. It's hard working from home. There's so many distractions, and there's a TV in the couch, really. So what I do is, let's say every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 10 a.m., I'm going to be working on my sports nutrition lab stuff. If you set a schedule like that and you set time aside, you're going to be much more likely to be successful. If you don't set time aside and you keep thinking, oh, I'll do it, before you know it, the week is almost over and then you're rushing, and that means your work is not going to be as good. Okay, so we're going to make this lab as fun as we can. I got some videos. You'll probably be able to laugh at me, but some really good information, particularly if you're an athlete yourself. It actually can be a really fun lab. So I'm here if you have questions. Good luck, everyone.